Hey everybody, this is Rick from Departure Heaven. Hope everybody's having a great day. I've been looking at YouTube videos all over the place, especially this one channel. If you haven't checked him out, it's Canadian Prepper. Although he does cuss on his channel sometimes, so sorry about that. That's out of my hands. But he keeps up with the latest war information, like a lot of channels do. And he's a prepper, okay? So he's prepping for his future to survive a nuclear war, okay? And we know we don't have to worry about that because we know how it's going to end for us. And I forgot to mention today's date is the 11th of July, 2024. Please subscribe. It takes 2 seconds, folks. If you love Jesus, folks, hit the subscribe button. And I know I'm using that to get you to subscribe. If you like what you're hearing, obviously you'll subscribe if you're a new listener. I would hope you would. It helps our channel grow and it helps us reach the lost. Hitting the like button as well, folks, does the same thing. It helps us reach the lost. Okay? But get a load of this, folks. I just pulled up like one site. I did a search result, and this is from Yahoo News. Putin's favorite NATO member says the next 3 months of war will be far more brutal after talks with Ukraine and Russia. Now, I don't want to play an insert from Canadian Prepper because I don't know how he might take that. It might be a copyright issue for me, and he may claim a strike on my channel. I don't want to do that. But just go listen to his channel. Go look at his latest video, or the second to the latest video. In fact, I can see, I got it right here in front of me. Hold on 1 second here. Can't believe I was all the way down at the bottom of the page. I thought I was at the top. Here we go. This is the title. Alert: 2 months equals endgame. 2 months to final brutal battle. CEOs panic selling stocks. Go look at that video. It's very alarming. And usually preppers are on top of the news, the war news, like crazy. Because they're trying to sell all their prepping goods online to get you prepared. So they got to follow the latest news. But let me go back to that article, folks. I kind of jump around. I apologize for that. Hungary's prime minister said the wars of the next 2 to 3 months will be far more brutal. According to the Canadian Prepper folks, they're saying that this will be possibly, it could go nuclear over the next 3 months. Now we know, folks, that September is coming. That's another very, very high watch month for the rapture to come. We know about the Feast of Trumpets. We know all about that stuff, folks. Okay? And, you've seen countless videos about September being the feast holiday for a high rapture watch month. This coming month, if you look at it, July, August, September, that's 3 months, folks. Okay? 2 to 3 months, he said. This guy has been down there talking to these guys for the longest time, according to the Canadian Prepper. Now, Viktor Orbán is the guy that went there. He basically cited the volume of weapons, troops on the battlefield and the commitment of both sides. He said that he's on a peace mission. There's the word peace, folks. It ain't gonna happen until the Antichrist comes. Tours to create a ceasefire to speed up peace talks. Well, speaking of that, I'll get to that in one moment. So right here it says it again. Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orbán said the next 2 to 3 months on Ukraine's front lines before the U.S. presidential elections, there's that word, will be far more brutal than ever has been. We'll have to see how that plays out. The Hungarian leader made his prediction in the interview Sunday with Axel Springer media outlets, Business Insider, that's owned by Axel Springer. But you know what? I'm going to leave a link to this article, let you read it, or you could Google, this stuff. But go listen to that Canadian Prepper video. Okay? I want you to go check that out, folks. And I've already covered the news on that front. But let me give you my own personal thoughts, folks, on this. Right now, NATO, we know that NATO had their meeting. They had their, what was it called? Oh man, I should have had that up on the screen. I should have mentioned that. What's wrong with me, guys? Hold on. NATO's meeting. I'll just put that in the news. Okay, this is from Politico. Biden aimed to prove U.S. global adopters wrong with NATO speech. Okay, and I'm not going to play his speech yet, or I'm not going to play it at all right now. Basically, they had this meeting. NATO had a meeting at, I think it was some part of the White House they had it at. I'm not sure. And it's a summit. I should have had this up in front of me already, folks. I apologize. But this is it was a very involved looking summit. Okay. By looking at this picture here, it looks very well organized. I mean, it looks like some church that they had it in. It looks like it had all these glowing like blue lights on the wall. It looked like something from out of a play in a movie or something. And two very large 200-inch screen monitors on each side, and Biden's right there in the middle. Okay. And from what I'm hearing, folks, that NATO, this whole part of this meeting, folks, is an annual meeting they have every year. That they're going to get Ukraine to join NATO. And you know what that means, folks. If they join NATO, that means automatically NATO will come in to their aid. That means all 29 nations, I believe it's 29, NATO nations have to defend Ukraine to stop Russia from hitting any more on Ukraine. In other words, they're going to pull the big bully off of the little kid in high school. All of them are going to jump in and pull him off. And Russia, you know, is not going to go well with that. They got their nukes ready. They're pointing at all their targets right now. There's a lot of chatter about nuclear codes being sent to, well, not nuclear codes, but a lot of chatter on the web about, I guess, NY Prepper mentioned that there's a lot of those little frequency codes they play, a chatter among their vessels in the water, nuclear command codes and stuff. Not to launch, but just stuff that they're prepping. I don't know exactly what they're doing, but go look at NY Prepper's channel on that. He got that well covered on his channel. He's another prepper. He's on top of the war news. Preppers are good channels to listen to if you want to really be on top of the war news. Folks, this is ramping up. But NATO, their whole meeting was based on Ukraine to get them to join. And I think they're going to join. They'll have them joined up before the next month. That's just my opinion. And when they do, folks, get ready to see fireworks everywhere. I'm talking nuclear fireworks. And that means one thing, folks. The Lord is either going to rapture us right before that happens, or right as soon as they get ready to press the button. Or maybe one nuke comes out of. I don't think it's going to be one nuke. When they're ready to start launching nukes, they're going to launch several at one time. So that means that drives us closer to the rapture even more than ever. Because that means it will happen before they press the button. And God knows. God knows everything, folks. He knows the future all the way into infinity perfectly. Like you play your video recorder and you can see everything that has been recorded. You can wind back time and see everything. Of course, his video recorder goes all the way into the future. My God, it'd be nice if I could sit here and fast forward into the future and play it off on my screen here and see what is coming. But the fact of the matter is, folks, if they join NATO, then it's going to be a war. It's going to be a bigger war than we ever seen. It's going to be brutal. And that could be what he's talking about. Okay, but this is all coming down to one thing: who is going to stop this from going this far? I don't see anybody doing anything. I don't see, all I see is this Orbán guy trying to make peace. It ain't working. Okay, obviously they're still fighting, and we got the war with Israel going on. It's a big war that's about to happen with that. We're in a little bit of a calm right now before the storm. You know, everything comes in waves, I've noticed. It kind of just balances out, it kind of calms down, and then everything picks up at once, everywhere at one time. And, you know, it's kind of like the birth pains. When a woman's about to have a baby, you know, calm first, and then the baby contractions start, and then it stops, and then it goes. And that's what we're seeing. God is showing those waves, like the birth pains. And that's how we know how we're getting close. Um, just so much to talk about, folks. I don't have enough time. I didn't want this video to be long. Okay, it's going on 11 minutes already on this video. And, you know, I started recording this video at 12:04, I think, and it's 12:16 already. So, with the time speeding up like crazy, the days are just going like this. Each they're just going so fast every day. That's how fast everything's going. Okay, and the rapture's somewhere tucked away in those coming days. It's somewhere out there. In the next 3 months, I think it's going to happen. If this guy and the war pops off, if NATO especially if Ukraine becomes a NATO member, that changes everything. This war will become a big deal then, and that's when you need to start, you know, getting your ear ready to hear that horn. It's about to blow, folks. Okay, and where do we stand, folks? Where do we stand? Where do you stand? That's what counts right now, is your salvation. I already know Jesus Christ, and all of us watchmen and women, we already know the Lord. Also, we wouldn't be talking about this stuff. We wouldn't be coming on here and doing all this. I'd be out at the bars right now, and I wouldn't have a channel if I wasn't saved. No, I care about you. I want you to be hear the good news of His coming. I want you to know that what is coming and how to escape it, and know that Jesus Christ died for your sins. Right now, today is the salvation. Today is the day of salvation. It's not tomorrow, folks. You're not guaranteed tomorrow. Okay. We're not guaranteed tomorrow either, you know, because the rapture may come. And when it comes, that's it. If you're left behind, you're stuck here for 7 years. And God forbid, you have a very high chance of dying in the aftermath of the rapture. Some will get killed on the second of the rapture. And I'm talking about those that are in, you know, unmanned vehicles as in a passenger seat, because their pilot in the plane or driver disappeared. You better hope that doesn't happen. Unless you're really quick, you know, somehow stopping it from crashing. And when somebody disappears in front of you, their clothes drop to the ground, you're going to freeze up. You're going to panic. Because you're not prepared to see something like that. It's just going to take you by surprise, and you're going to freeze up in total shock. And by that time, your car that you were in has already hit some other car, and you're pretty much dead depending how fast the car was going. So that's going to be a bad day for a lot of people that are left behind. And the world is going to plunge into chaos instantly when that happens. Looting, robberies, you name it. The police and the 911 will be exhausted after 10 minutes after the rapture. In 911, you'll get a busy signal. And the power might go off. There's a lot of things. That first night of the rapture, folks, whenever time it happens, when it's time to go to bed, your normal time, I guarantee you and I promise you, majority of most people will not be able to go to sleep the first night. You'll be up all night, grieving the loss of your loved one maybe that got caught up the rapture, or you'll be in shock all night. How can anybody go on with their normal life after a day of the rapture? It's not going to happen. Okay, you're going to lose sleep, probably a lot of it. And, you're going to be scared because you don't know what's going to come to your door, and they come to your door to ransack your house. People are going to panic. And when they know 911 is exhausted and the police are exhausted, criminals will see it as an opportunity. Wow, I guess I can go, go rob people. That's what they're going to do. That's exactly what they're going to be thinking. If you look at the movie with Nicolas Cage, Left Behind, look at the movie Left Behind from Nicolas Cage. Look at it, watch the movie, and look at the scenes in it. Right when the rapture happens, you'll see people going around picking up things off the ground, ransacking purses of people that have been raptured. It's a time of opportunity. You see people stealing things out of the store immediately. I mean, it's an opportunity for criminals. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that subject, but do you want to be saved today, folks, or you want to wait off to the sidelines till it happens? People rather wait and see proof, and then they'll get saved. Okay? And, you want to do that, that's fine. And you still have another chance to get saved during the 7 years. But it's going to be very, very hard to get saved during that time because you're going to be up against a lot of stuff. Now, you can cry out to Jesus and be saved during that time. But you got to endure the 7 years. You got to face the persecution of the Antichrist. You're going to have to face a terrible time, folks, ahead of you. And you will be beheaded for the witness of Christ. It says it in the Bible that people will have their heads chopped off because they will refuse to serve the Antichrist and Satan. They will have their heads removed by a guillotine. They're going back to that, folks. I've heard stuff on the news. I've heard rumors on the web that they're bringing them back. This is the electrocution, and it was too cruel or something. Something they said, and lethal injections or something. You have to read up on it. They think this is a quick and easy death. I don't know about that. It's pretty gross if you ask me, but all I know, folks, is people they don't want to give up their lifestyle. They want to keep on because they know that this comes with a price tag. Okay? In other words, you talk to somebody that's used to going out every weekend partying, looking for women to take home, living that lifestyle, okay, that they live in, that a lot of them are living. And you try to tell them, look, you tell them all this, and tell them you got to become a believer in Christ to escape it all. You'll have eternal life in heaven, but you won't go to hell. And they'll say, well, where's the proof and all that? Or they'll be like, they'll think about it. They'll say, yeah, I'll think about it. And they drive home that night or whatever. And they say, I got to give up all my lifestyle, though, and I don't know if I want to do all that. Folks, it's a sacrifice, okay? It's a sacrifice. Jesus sacrificed his for us. It's a sacrifice you must make too. Alright, guys. I didn't want this video to be too long. It's 18 minutes already. Unbelievably quick. This time is flying. Keep your eyes to the sky, folks. Don't forget, this coming Monday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, tune into our weekly show called Prophecy Mondays. We have our panelists that join us. End Time Dreams and Visions, Bob Barber. End Time Generation, Dustin. They usually join. They both are on our show with me every week, along with other special guest panelists that come and join us. Okay, that we have on. We try to get other people on our show with us. And I think I'm going to invite this one person that's talking, as I've listened to them on another show, and I'm going to go ahead and talk to this person again. But I want to be talking to other people as well. So, folks, all right, I'm going to go, and you know what to do. Share, like, subscribe. I will talk to you all people later. If I don't see you next week, see you in the clouds, folks. Keep your eyes to the sky, folks. It can come at any minute.